What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What is up, guys? We're back with another episode. Today we have my girl, Bree.
What's up, you guys?
Bree is a painter, aka a visual artist. So with that being said, it's you paint canvas.
I do paint on canvas. I'm actually starting to get into painting on clothes. So kind of maybe move into the design fashion world maybe a little bit. I'm also getting into painting on clothes a little bit. I started painting on denim, which is kind of like the go-to basic where you kind of want to start. And then just seeing where that goes. So more to come for next year.
What first got you interested in art?
To be honest, I've always been a very artistic and creative child growing up. That's always been something I was drawn to. As I got older, it was something that was good for me personally, expressing myself in. I naturally got into it. Started off as a dancer. Mm-hmm. And then moved into choir and singing, and then now I'm just painting. So I've always been very artistic. Okay. Very creative.
Was there like a defining moment when you knew like you wanted to pursue art seriously?
I would say, so there was a time where I was in a relationship, kind of like how I started. We'll start with that. Everything always starts with a relationship. It started with a bad abusive relationship. I am a victim of domestic violence. I'm a survivor of it. And that's kind of what led me to express myself, was to paint. And then once I decided to live with my grandma, which was a safe place for me at the time, I started painting there to express myself. And I think it was my grandma who noticed my artistic ability, because I didn't really believe in myself at the time. I had lost myself, unfortunately. So seeing her and seeing how I was painting and how well I did it, she was like, you know what, Bree, you should go for it. You should do it. So I would say my grandma, really pushed me to pursue that.
Oh, well, I just want to say I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but thank you for
okay.
sharing your
right.
journey. I mean, that's all why we're here.
Hey, that's what's made me the woman I am today.
What inspires your work, and how do you stay motivated?
To be honest, lately I haven't been as motivated. My work schedule, and now I'm in school, so my schedule has been absolutely crazy. I've been very busy. I think that I have not been motivated because my energy has been low. So right now, I had to put art on a hold, just momentarily hold. It's okay to have art breaks. It's fine. Everybody goes through it. I do plan on painting again and taking it more seriously after my first fall semester of school was done. I kind of want to make sure I do good. So the motivation is still there. I'm just having to hold it back a little bit. But I'm still planning on what I want to paint, on my good ideas, so that when January hits, it's go time.
What are you going to school for?
Art therapy. Oh. Actually, yeah, so it'll be kind of full circle for me. My art skills are going to play a big part in it, which I'm very excited for. And then I get to learn the psychology of it all. How I started painting, essentially was being in an abusive relationship and using that. And hopefully I can help other women get through those things too.
So you're still incorporating your art, even though you're not physically like painting,
right?
And that's still awesome, because you're still putting in work.
Exactly. Yeah. So you'll be able to use your artistic abilities to just help your patient, essentially. Like, okay, let's sit down. It's okay if you don't want to tell me how you feel, but let's play with a little bit of color really quick. Like, let's go pick up some markers or sit down and paint a little bit, and then you just kind of discuss what they create and just kind of cheer them on and let them come to you,
I didn't actually know that was a real thing, because I think have you watched 50 First Dates?
Yes.
That's what
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that's what they were doing when she went to go visit.
That's right. And she's like in the shed and she starts painting and stuff. And
yeah, that was her therapy.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Oh,
Shout out to 51st Dates.
Right, because I didn't actually know that's what that was
You
until
know
you
what?
just
Yeah.
when you were describing it. I was like, hey, that took me to that movie.
Yeah. Huh.
Can you walk us through like your creative process? Do you stencil out first? Or
I do not.
Oh,
No, I do
really?
not. Yeah. So people do ask me, do you use pencil and stuff to start off? And I don't. Portraits, I do the system where I do the look and paint type of deal. Like I'll have my phone in my hand, and as I'm painting, I'm looking at my phone. I'm just doing those things. And I've taught myself how to kind of scale properly a little bit better now. So I don't know. I guess my artistic ability of being able to look at something and painting it, not perfect, but close enough, like it's gotten stronger for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So how do you know what you want to paint?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I mean, sometimes I'll plan it, like commissions and stuff. When people contact me and they're like, "Hey, I want this done," then I kind of have a plan. A lot of times, my artwork is not planned. It's solely based on how I feel at the moment, whether I'm happy, mad, sad, pissed off. Maybe I've been drinking a little bit, and I'm like, "Hey, I kind of want to paint a little bit." It just depends on how I feel. And then if I need a source of like using the internet a little bit, I'll look up and say, hey, like, what's this tree look like? Oh, okay, I got a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and do that,
What would you say like your favorite genre of painting is?
Genre? My favorite. Well, a lot of my work is kind of on the line of like anime. I do have pretty good line work. It's fairly clean. Portraits have always been difficult for me, but I've fallen in love with them. I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. Painting faces is not hard, not hard anymore, but the one that's most difficult for me to paint is probably abstract.
Really?
Abstract, yes, because there is a lot of emotion into it, and you're just kind of expressing yourself through like lines and shapes and different colors and stuff like that. But I have to have like a defined image like on there. So maybe next year that's something I can dig into, is like going into the world of abstract and just seeing what happens there.
Is there a piece of work that you're particularly proud of?
I would have to say...
Or a favorite one?
My favorite one? So the first painting that I ever painted was around the time that I lived with my grandma. And it was a piece... I'm going to be very vulnerable right now. And that's okay. Because whoever is listening to this and sees this can say, hey, like, I feel you, sis, So I did a piece, again, I had lost myself, and it was very meaningful for me because it was a small little panel painting I did. It was watercolor, and the background was kind of like a sunset style, and it was a tree, and it was a dead tree with no leaves. So I essentially lost my leaves, but the tree was still there, right? The tree may have been dead and there was no leaves, but the tree always comes back in season, right? The leaves always come back, and they did. And that was a very meaningful piece for me, and I kind of took that into how I paint now. Very passionate about it. I love to paint trees now. It's kind of like my go-to, my signature. So every once in a while, if I'm feeling blue or I'm feeling sad, I'm going to paint a tree. My favorite piece now that I am proud of would probably be my Dragon Ball Z mashup that I painted earlier. I think it was earlier this year, and it has all the different characters on there. That one got a lot of coverage online, which was pretty cool. A lot of people liked that. So it reached a lot of people, and that made me feel good. Yeah.
What do you think like your audience gravitates more to? The anime?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think because I'm a girl too, they're like, what, you like that? And you can paint it? That's tight. So, that kind of, I like that too. I can connect on a level with them because they're like, oh, you're kind of nerdy. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of am. I'm not going to lie. I would say, yeah, that. And then the portraits too. But I feel like I am kind of known for like the Dragon Ball Z anime style. And it's not that I don't want to like move on from it, but I want to take a break from it and just explore other styles.
This might be like, you might got this question before. Have you ever painted yourself? No.
I get it all the time.
Yeah,
they're like, why don't you paint a picture of yourself?
You're like, why would I want to do that?
I know. I'm like, aren't y'all sick of looking at me? Like, you want a painting of me now? Like, I don't even know. And if I did, how would I do my hair? Because my hair is always changing. Do I paint myself with the red hair? Do I do the blue? Do I do my natural curly brown hair? Like, I don't know what portrait I would do of myself. Maybe I could do a piece of me that's like mental health awareness vibe somehow. That might be a good idea, to do something like that. I don't know. Maybe I should. Should I paint a picture of myself? Is that kind of conceited or like?
I don't think it's conceited, but I always wondered if, like, apart from other things, obviously, right? But I always wondered if artists or painters did self-portraits.
They do. There's a lot of artists that I see online, or even on YouTube. Like, you know, they'll paint themselves, but they'll paint themselves how they see themselves. Like, they don't do this perfect portrait of themselves. It'll be like an abstract version of themselves. Yeah.
And with the different color hair, is that because you're a painter, or do you think that's just because that's you?
Me always changing my hair color?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Every time I decide to color my hair, I think it's because, again, that's my way that I express myself, is with color. But I don't know. I just feel like it's me. Very colorful person. I don't know. I just think it's just part of my personality. My hair is naturally brown. I'll eventually go back to that, and I love my natural self, and as everybody should. But, you know, it's okay to play a little bit.
So it's just what you're feeling in that moment in time.
Pretty much, yeah. And I've been red before, but not like, you know, not like this. So
yeah,
it's pretty red.
I know. I feel like I want to touch your hair right now, so I won't give it ojo. If y'all don't know what ojo is, it's evil eye. Us Hispanics,
you're gonna touch it, and I'm like, you're gonna touch it, and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna shave it off. I'm like,
Right. If you weren't a painter, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a painter, I probably would be dancing. Not like that. I would probably be hip hop dancing. That's something that I always was a part of, especially like in high school. I loved choreography and hip hop and just being around other dancers. And I might start doing it again, you know, because we're getting close to, you know, the age, and I'm kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and do things that I used to love doing in art and martial arts a little bit. I kind of want to get back into doing that again one day, maybe eventually when my knees are like okay enough to do that stuff again. But I would probably say choreography. I've always wanted to be like a background dancer. I don't know why, but that's always been my thing. Other than that, I don't know. I do not know. I feel like people have like a plan B or like what else they would do. I don't know. Art's kind of like my thing.
Where do you want to go with art?
So I know I'm going to school for art therapy, and I do want to help people. And I think it's taken me a long time to figure out exactly what I want to do and how to do it. And that's okay. Nobody's going to know right away, oh, that's what I want to do. It's going to take time. And I'm in my 30s and I'm going to college for the first time, you know. I think some type of avenue for art for me is going to be okay. And me wanting to help people and me being good with people of all ages, I think career-wise, art therapy is a good fit for me. I know it's going to be a lot of school, and that's okay. It's going to be a lot of college debt, and that's okay. But we are going to get there, and I'm going to make it, and it's gonna be okay.
Where are you currently taking your classes at?
So classes are online. Thank goodness. It's the Lindenwood University in St. Charles, Missouri.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
so-
private university. I was doing research. I think it was like maybe like August, like early August, before the deadline, you know, for fall semester. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to go back to school. I feel like I can amount to more than just working where I work now, which doesn't give me the ability to use my artistic skills. So I was feeling stuck. So I decided to go back to school and apply for to be a freshman, and it's been nerve-wracking, and my schedule's crazy, but it feels good to try college again and do it the right way. I'm in a good headspace, and I'm very motivated to graduate.
Well, that's good. Well, congrats to you. I'm so glad you
Thank
decided to
you.
go back to school. I mean,
Appreciate
it's
it.
never too late. So
Oh no, yeah.
Right, and then you're doing it for what you love.
Yeah.
And you can still continue to do your creative work. even
Exactly. Yeah.
In all that,
Mhm.
in the midst of it.
Yeah, and I think eventually I'll have more time to paint. Again, just working on time management and figuring out a way I can incorporate art into my busy schedule, whether it be after work or one day a week. You know, as long as I'm taking the time to sit and paint, I'll be able to, you know, finish artwork and, you know, get that content and that stuff out there.
If you could leave the audience with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't give up. As cliche as that sounds, there's been a lot of times where I wanted to give up. There's a lot of times where I didn't feel like I wanted to continue to be here. And that's real. And just know that you are precious and you are gifted. If there's things that you love to do, hang on to that. Hang on to your dreams and your goals, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to see your artwork. You don't know who's going to see that song or ballad that you're creating. Somebody is going to love something that you're doing. And if they don't, you have to make sure that you love it.
Right.
And don't let nobody kill your shine. Yeah.
I love that.
Don't let nobody knock you. Just don't. You can't.
Keep going, right?
That's
because there's
right.
always one person that will see it. That's all it takes is that one person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just takes that one person, and then it just kind of goes on from there, you know. And if people don't see your stuff, you know, and there are times where you feel discouraged, you know, I'll feel it yesterday. I might feel it tomorrow, but there's that little bit of hope in me, and by the grace of God, opportunities will come, you know. You just got to be positive. Got to be positive.
Be patient.
And be patient. Patience is key.
Yeah, I got to remind myself that every single
Yes.
day.
I'm like, when is this going to come?
Yeah, being patient. That's a hard one for me.
Oh, for sure. Yep. Got to be patient.
What are you looking forward to in 2025?
What am I looking forward to? Well, I'll start with school. I'm looking forward to the spring semester because I start my psychology courses. And that may be a little bit of a doozy. Excuse me. But again, that's okay. It comes with the education. So I'm looking forward to school, continuing that. Actually, the end of this year, I am getting my art pieces in a gallery for the first time, actually in Fort Worth.
Oh, really?
Which is crazy. So I have to come back up here, which is fine.
Oh.
It's cool to come back up here from Dallas. That's fine.
Drive safe.
Yes, I will. No promises. But yeah, so I got to come back up here to put my art pieces in a gallery for the first time.
That's so cool.
And mind you, I've been painting since 2015, 2016. So it's taken that long for my pieces to be in a gallery, or at least my being asked to put my pieces in a gallery. So I think, again, you got to be patient. Somebody's going to see your work. So each month next year, I want to hit a goal for myself. Luckily for me, in December, I'm going to have my pieces in a gallery, like I said. And then January, I want to work on a painting every month and just kind of knock those things out, do the way I want it to do. I definitely want to travel a little bit more, go back to doing the things that I love. Don't be such a homebody.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just at that age where I'm just, you know, I go to work all day and I want to be back home. So spending more time outside for sure. Yeah. Getting back to the things I love next year. Yeah.
To things we love.
Yeah.
for 2025.
Yes. Hashtag. Yeah. Do they still say that? Do they still say that? Is that still a thing?
Do y'all still say hashtag?
Do y'all say hashtag?
I don't know.
Yes. See, I shouldn't be doing this.
He said, I don't know. Let us know.
Hashtag. Don't say that. Hashtag. Don't hashtag.
Well, thank you, Bree, for coming on and
course.
sharing your journey.
Thank you.
I
Thank
really
you. Thank
do
you.
appreciate you being able to open up and be vulnerable with everyone and to everybody listening. And I hope everyone takes a piece of what Bree said and take that within themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I met Bree, we met 4 years ago.
I think it was 4 years ago at Bella Modeling School, right? Yeah, that's right.
Bree also went to Bella, and so that's where I met her. And
once upon a time.
She was a good model. You model sometimes. She's good. She's really good at posing.
I'm not going to lie. I am. But I feel like I reached kind of like the era where like, it's not that I want to retire from it, but it's not serving me the way I hoped it would. And again, that is okay. That is okay because art is still serving me, and that's my love. Right. That's my baby. I think modeling was kind of like, you know what, I'm going to show out for a little bit because I know I can do it, and then I'm going to dip, Yeah. So it's all right.
But art is where
it's all good.
It's where your home is.
Yes, that's right.
Well, thank you for coming out. I appreciate you guys. We will see y'all next year. This is the last episode of the year, and we got big things coming for 2025. So we will see y'all soon. Bye-bye.